right, guys, today we're going to be reading some Reddit Am I the Asshole posts over some Marvel Rivals gameplay. So let's go to the first one here. Am I the asshole for not wanting to eat my parents' meal while pregnant, even though they're trying to help save money? Interesting. I, 28 female, am pregnant, and my husband, 31 male, and I live in our own house right next to our parents. To help us save money, my parents often buy groceries and cook dinners for all four of us, which I appreciate. Oh, that's really, really nice. The problem is my dad is extremely controlling and picky about food. He only likes a few very basic meals like plain chicken and rice, pork chops with a ton of butter, canned vegetables, etc. When he finds something he likes, he will make it multiple times a week, so we eat the same 4 or 5 meals on rotation consistently. Ooh. If I suggest something different, like not having green beans 3 days in a row, he shuts it down with, nah, it's better this way. He also complains or claims food makes him sick if it isn't done exactly how he wants, unless he doesn't know what's in it, then suddenly it's the best thing ever. He claims chicken broth upsets his stomach when I use it to cook pasta, but if I use it without him knowing, it's the best pasta he's ever had. I have had strong food aversions with my pregnancy. About 5 or 6 meals he makes now makes me gag. When I turn something down, he says like, oh, you used to like it, or you have ate it this way for 30 years, but I never actually liked it. I just ate it because it's what my parents made me as a kid. My mom asked me to help plan dinners for the week, but when I suggest things I can tolerate, my dad says it's too complicated, too expensive, or that he doesn't know how to get the ingredients. I even offer to cook if he buys the ingredients, and I write him a specific list, but we go back to his tiny list of meals because it's too complicated. We all 4 take turns cooking at our own houses, no matter who cooks. My dad complains all night about the food if it isn't like plain unseasoned chicken. When I was a kid, when we went out to a fast food place, I wanted a chicken sandwich. He would insist we all get burgers because it was easier, even though choose everyone's toppings without letting me pick mine differently. He would order 3 identical burgers and I just have to eat it. My mom gets defensive when I turn down options they gave me and is like, we're trying, but it's not like I'm asking them to make lobster and steak dinners every night. For example, we plan on making chicken pie this weekend, and I asked Dad if we could cook the chicken on the George Foreman grill and season it before, and he adamantly was like, no, chicken pie has boiled chicken. I can see how I would be if I was asking for crazy expensive meals, but I'm not. I'm just asking or making suggestions to season or make the food better. So we have a little edit here as well. There was some confusion. We eat them because they offered it and it makes my mom happy. We do not eat with them, nor do we rely on them for our meals. We're capable of making our own meals and paying for our own groceries. I do not expect my parents to feed us and appreciate the offer that they make for us. Okay, so obviously, the parents are very kind and very nice to offer and help with groceries and also help cook as well. But at the same time, you should never be forcing your kids to eat things that they don't want to eat, especially because they're adults now. They're both like around 30 years old and they're married. They should be able to make their own kind of food plan, meal plan. And it sounds like, from the poster here that they do not have to rely on them for groceries and they can cook their own meals as well. So I think honestly the best thing to do here is just have an open dialogue and conversation with your parents, and just kind of like separate with them a little bit when it comes to the food and grocery stuff, and then just start getting your own stuff and then also cooking your own stuff. That's just the best way to do it. Parents usually always feel like they have to like take care of you and also kind of like control what you do in a way, even when you're like a lot older, because they'll always see you as their kid. So all right, let's move on to the next one here. Am I the asshole for skipping my own birthday surprise party once I found out it wasn't really for me? Whoa, okay. I've never really been big on birthdays, don't get me wrong. I don't hate them. I just prefer something low-key, dinner with my closest friends, maybe watch a film, something small. Everyone close to me knows this, especially my sister. Let's call her Maya, who loves big gestures and believes every birthday or achievement needs balloons and a theme and much, much more. 2 weeks before my birthday, Maya started acting strange. She kept asking me if I would be free that Saturday and acted weirdly when I asked why. I suspect that she was up to something, so I told her again that I did not want to party. She just laughed and said it was as per usual. I was being no fun. A couple nights ago, the night right before my birthday, one of our mutual friends let us slip about it being a party. She mentioned what she was wearing. Anyway, it turns out the whole family was invited and was at our parents' house. Some coworkers were also invited, but here's the kicker. My ex, oh God, For a little context, me and my ex broke up 2 months ago and ended pretty badly. No abuse or cheating, but it wasn't a pleasant ending. I made it pretty clear to everyone in my life that I want no contact and I don't want to see him. Maya knows this. However, she's told me multiple times that I should just get over the whole situation because he's a nice guy and that he's been a part of all of our lives for years. The first thing that I did was call Maya demanding answers, and she didn't deny it. She just said that we could finally talk it all out. She admitted that she wasn't just throwing the party for my birthday, but also so everyone could see my ex again and we could fix things between us. She literally said to me that I would thank her later. I went mad. I said to her she had no right, and I would have been ambushed into the situation on my birthday. And this was all after I specifically said that I did not want to party. She said that I was being dramatic and bloody ungrateful, that she just had this whole thing planned because I wouldn't find anything better, and it was a good gift. She said everyone had gifts and traveled, that everyone was excited. So yesterday on my birthday, I completely powered off my phone and didn't let anyone know other than my best friend that we went out for lunch and went on a walk together. Ended up having a great time, but when I got home, I turned my phone on and it was mental. Maya was fuming. People were disappointed. People had said I embarrassed Maya. Maya's now basically saying that I ruined the whole party and made it all about me, but it was literally my birthday. Wow, this is a pretty heavy loaded one. That's pretty insane. If you and your ex kind of ended on bad terms and you want no contact, everyone should respect that. Your friends should, but also your family even more so, like your sister. Especially I'd imagine that your sister has been through relationships as well. Like your sister should know kind of, how it would feel to have a breakup like that, and she should always be looking out for you. And the fact that it's for your birthday as well, it really just sounds like she didn't really care about how you feel, especially because, if she already knows that you don't want big things and she's throwing this big thing and she invited your ex, then really she's doing it for selfish reasons. She wanted to see your ex, that's just what it is. And maybe, other family members and friends wanted to see your ex as well, which is just really fucked up. Like, obviously, I get if, your family are really good friends with your ex because you guys were together for that really long time. But that should be something that they deal with on their own. They should never drag you into it and just ambush you like that. That's absolutely insane. I don't think this poster is the asshole here. Yeah, this is just insane, especially saying you made it all about you when it is her birthday, and you planned this whole thing for her birthday. So it's already about her. You're the person that made it all about someone else and also yourself. Hey, am I the asshole for refusing to change the chore chart even though my wife works full time now? I met my wife in college and she was soon pregnant after we graduated. We moved in together and it was decided that she will not look for a job until after she gave birth. Our daughter was born and my wife was a SAM, S-A-H-M. I'm not quite sure what that means, if any of you guys knows. For the first 2 years, we had a lot of fight about the chore splitting. I was very overwhelmed coming home and having to do a ton of chores after work and also spend time with our daughter. This has gotten worse as our daughter has gotten older and is a little tornado. My biggest issue is that she wouldn't pick up at all, especially in the kitchen. That meant I would come home, clean the kitchen, cook, and then clean the kitchen again. They would have to go around and clean up the day activities. We argued about this a lot, and her stance was that she watches our kids all day long, so I can clean up more when I get home. In the end, I gave in, and she made an official chore chart. Her, watch kid, do laundry and grocery shopping, appointments. Me, dinner, everyday cleaning, wiping down counter, picking up toys, sweeping, etc., trash, meal prep, and nighttime routine. And bath. In summer, my company informed me that I would be let go around Thanksgiving. We talked over, and my wife found a job and would be the main breadwinner for the time being. I was to watch our daughter, and I am an online master program. In the moment I was watching my daughter and doing my master program, I personally have now been having any issues, but my wife is. She hates having to come home and do chores and clean up after us. I actually leave it cleaner than what she was left me. We have been arguing about this consistently. She thinks it's unfair she has to do chores after working all day, and me pointing out this is literally what I have done for the past 2 years and kept pointing out the chart. She says that she's the breadwinner now and I shouldn't have to do this, and I pointed out that I was the breadwinner before and was doing all this. She claims I'm being unfair and refused to change the chore chart because it's literally what I've done for 2 years. Okay. So, I think, honestly, obviously, when you're in a relationship, especially when you have a kid, you got to look out for each other. You want to try your best to split things 50-50, right? And it's a lot of responsibility And you know, if you're just switching, if things are switching, right, especially it's kind of like the exact opposite. Like you were the breadwinner before and you had to do all the chores, and she's just watching the kid, and now she's the breadwinner and now you're watching the kid, right? So if that's what you did before, obviously you're gonna feel like, oh, she should be doing this too. But I think it's, you know, you gotta have an honest conversation about responsibilities, like around your home. Like, yeah, like you're stay-at-home parent, but like taking care of a toddler is definitely like a little different than taking care of an infant. Like I do think maybe there could be a conversation to be had where like her job was a little harder before when she was taking care of an infant. And you know, now you're taking care of like a toddler who's a little more grown up. Maybe there's more things that they can do. But obviously, you know, I don't have a kid. I'm a very young guy, and, so I don't really know. Who knows? But I do think that there needs to be, you know, more open dialogue between you guys about responsibility, especially with the, you know, this post for school as well. Like those are a lot of responsibility and commitments to have. And I do think that, you know, guys need to like hold a little more weight if this is what's going on. Just, you know, always try your best to split the relationships, because if someone is always doing more, then that can get tired really quickly, and it builds resentment towards the other person. Like kind of what it seems like now is the poster is kind of building a lot of resentment towards his wife, and potentially this could get worse, and you know, that could like go on to their kid as well, which is something that so I think it would be best if they have a open conversation. So is this poster the asshole? I don't know. I don't really have a definitive answer. I think, you know, it could be 50-50. So like maybe, you know, they're both kind of the asshole, maybe, but also not at the same time. Life's just tough. But yeah, thank you for watching.